All right, welcome in everybody to the Fantasy 4 as we get set in this episode to bring you our rankings 12 through 7, PPR this time for running backs. So first things first, if you like what you see, make sure you hit the like button, hit the comment section, tell us what you like, tell us what you didn't like, and go ahead and subscribe so we can make you money this year. Also, as we always say, make sure you come beer in hand, otherwise you're just not going to be part of the crew. So boys, cheers as we get this episode started.
We ready, baby, come on.
Ooh, that land shark hits just right. Now, let's get it started. I'll get us going with my 12 through 7 PPR running backs. At number 12, just like my standard scoring, I got to go Josh Jacobs. Now, Josh Jacobs finished 13th last year in fantasy points per game in PPR scoring, of course, finished at 14.7 points per game. And actually, Melvin Gordon was one of the guys that finished ahead of him in PPR last year. But with him going to that timeshare with Philip Lindsay, don't really know if I trust that. He could ball out, he could not. You know, every time we think someone's coming in to replace Lindsay just continues to eat. So I'm kind of staying away from that backfield, but I like Josh Jacobs a lot. I got him at 12. At 11, I got Joe Mixon. Now, he finished 13th in total fantasy points last year. He played in all 16 games, which is great. You love to see that from the running back position. And I think the addition of Joe Burrow will help him this year. I think his numbers will go up overall. You also got AJ Green coming back. He's going to help a little bit. So now they got weapons to throw to. And I think they'll just open things up for Mixon. At 10, I got Kenyan Drake. Now, Kenyan Drake finished 12th in fantasy points per game last year, but he finished 4th since coming over from the Cardinals throughout the rest of the season. So this guy could be a total breakout, and he's playing on a 1-year deal. I believe only due to make $4 million. I could be wrong on that, but point is that boy is playing for a contract, and we know he is the only man in that backfield. They didn't draft anybody, but you make sure you draft him. He's going to ball out. Number 9, taking a huge step back in my rankings, seeing as he finished 2nd last year, I'm going Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones, as I just said, he finished 2nd in total fantasy points last year. He caught just 49 passes, but he had 19 total touchdowns. 3 of those 19 were through the air, and because he did so much of his damage on the ground, that's why I see him taking a bit of a step back, because the Packers just drafted a running back in the 2nd round, and you don't draft someone in the 2nd round if you're not going to use them. So I think Aaron Jones takes a step back this year. I have him finishing at 9. At number 8 comes a guy who did not make my top 12 rankings in standard scoring, although he made a couple of years. This is a big one, but I really like in PPR format, Leonard Fournette. Let me tell you why. He finished 7th last year in fantasy points per game and PPR scoring. And actually, I take that back, it was total fantasy points and fantasy points per game. He caught 76 passes, and he was targeted 100 times. And he had 522 receiving yards. So he absolutely got it done in the air. He's in a contract here, and they are going to utilize him like it's nobody's business. He rushed for 1,100 yards as well on the ground. And as I said, he's in a contract year. Now, the drawback is he put up huge numbers in the air, huge numbers catching the ball, but he only had 3 total touchdowns. I think that's a little bit of an anomaly. I think he'll get those numbers up this year. Watch out for Leonard Fournette. And lastly, at number 7, I got Alvin Kamara. Now, Alvin Kamara ranked 7th in fantasy points per game, which is where I have him right here. That is big because he missed 2 games. So that's why I'm looking at his fantasy points per game, not his total fantasy points. Even though he missed those 2 games, he still finished 9th in total fantasy points. And this man's going to catch a lot of balls. He caught 81 last year, despite just playing in 14 games, but he only finished with 6 total touchdowns. I think that number will clearly go up. So that is my 12 through 7. So let's kick it over to the one, the only, the little Rocket Man, Joey Sirocco. Tell me what you liked about my 12 through 7, and hit us with your 12 through 7.
What's up? What's up, people? It's a Sicilian's gonna make you a million. I'm sitting here on the beach. I like what Eric's coming with. Leonard Fournette don't make the cut for me, unfortunately. He's just too risky in my book. This guy's a problem in the locker room. He can produce, but he's lazy, and I don't like lazy. I don't take lazy to the bank. So my number 12, Austin Ekeler. Let's face it, this guy's a receiver. He's not a running back. He's going to catch the ball. He's going to catch the rock. He's going to run. You're going to get a little help on the ground from, Jackson? Not much help. But Austin Ekeler is, at best, number 12. Everyone likes him. He made the top 12. I'll give him that. So number 11, my boy Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones, if he stays healthy, he's going to produce. Eric said, I agree with him. He's not much of a receiver, but the guy's a beast. You give him the ball, he can score on any play. So it doesn't matter if he catches it. He can score points. That guy needs to be in your top 12. So number 10, we're looking at young Miles Sanders. Okay, Philly is a gold mine for Miles Sanders. He has no one behind him. This guy, they're going to let him loose. He is going to run, catch, dance, throw, whatever you need him to do, he's going to be there. Joe Mixon comes in right after Miles Sanders. Number 9, Joe Mixon. I mean, let's face it, the offense is going to run behind Joe Mixon. A young quarterback needs a good running back. Joe Mixon has the talent. Hasn't done what I thought he was going to do the last couple years, personally. But the talent is there, and they're going to feed him the rock. A.J. Green, maybe he's healthy, maybe he's not. Let's plan on not being healthy. If he is, it's just going to make him that much better. But he's a solid running back. He'll get you some points. After that, my boy Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb is a beast, man. I love me some Nick Chubb. I know Kareem Hunt's supposed to be the third down back. He's supposed to take half the carry. He's going to run the backfield. He ain't looking about football. What he's going to do is sit back and watch Nick Chubb eat. Nick Chubb is a beast. After that, coming in number 7, this guy you guys need to just keep an eye on, at least until week 1, because there's threats of a holdout. Dalvin Cook comes in at number 7 for me. This guy is a monster. I mean, he's a true Ferrari. Maybe all my buddies in this room don't like my Ferrari references, but he really is a Ferrari. This guy is a monster. You give him the ball, if he's healthy, he's taking it home. This guy is a machine. But that's my 12 through 7. I got some way better players coming at you from my 6 to 1. Just stay tuned.
Man, I like that 12 through 7. Actually, the one guy that I would say that jumped out to me on that list who just barely missed my 12 through 7, but I definitely agree with Miles Sanders. I like him a lot in PPR this year. He catches the ball in the backfield, and he's got that home run capability. So good call on Miles Sanders. So now kicking it over to 2 cents. Trey, tell me what you liked about the little Rockin' Man's 12 through 7 and give us your 12 through 7.
Well, fellas, PPR. Let me say that one more time. PPR, points per reception. So I like everything, Little Rocket Man said, but, Little Rocket Man has a little crazy opinions as well. So let's get into the top 12 extravaganza here. Let's go. So number 12, Todd Gurley. Let me repeat something, guys. 788 receiving yards 2 years ago, 64 receptions. He's going to a system where the running back catches footballs. I don't know how that hurts Todd Gurley. So Todd Gurley, to me, is going to be a huge benefactor of going into that Atlanta offense and getting going. That's my number 12. Number 11, Leonard Fournette. 76 receptions last year, 522 yards, almost 1,200 yards rushing. This guy, we're going to run him into the ground. We're going to pass him the ball. We're going to run the ball. He is going to be the real deal. Number 10, we got Austin mother effing Ekeler. I think it was 2 episodes ago, Eric talked about Austin Ekeler. Nobody is behind Austin Ekeler and the Chargers offense. Isn't that something? So what does that mean? We don't know what that means as far as production is concerned, but we know he's going to get every single solitary chance to get every reception and every rush in that offense. So I love that combination. Number 9, this is what I liked about the little Rocket Man, Miles Sanders from Philadelphia. I think he's going to have a breakout year. 50 receptions plus is what my prediction is. I think he really has the intangibles to be an unbelievable back in this league. They like to, line that back up in the backfield as a wide receiver. They like to do a lot of things with a running back. In Philadelphia, Miles Sanders is going to be a great beneficiary of that. Number 8, we got Kenyan Drake. How do you not like Kenyan Drake? Arizona Cardinals, you got one of the most explosive offenses going up. And not only that, you got a coach who wants to just pass the ball constantly. So I think that benefits Kenyan Drake. Get you some shares of Kenyan Drake. Number 7, Joe Mixon. Honestly, I don't know how Joe Mixon can't be a solid pick at number 7. I think he's going to receive more receiving yards this year. I think Joe Burrow is going to make him a better player. I think he's going to rush for more yards. As long as Joe Mixon stays healthy, I think he got one back that can, he's a third down back, First down, second down, third down, he can do it all. That's my 12 through 7. Hope you like it. Let's go.
Definitely like the 12 through 7 there. And first person outside of me to mention Austin Ekeler, as you said, man. Austin Ekeler, I don't know if it's the people play the name game with him or what, man, but that man can ball. So kicking it over to, last but not least, the Drunken Dolphin. Let us know your 12 through 7.
So first of all, I need to address a couple things for you guys. Eric and Trey, don't act like you're way ahead of the Leonard Fournette train, because if you would have watched the last episode, you know damn well where I had him on my overall list. You guys are just sleeping on that guy. I'm going to say that. And as for the little rocket man, your Ferraris, bro, they're more like Fiats. That's all I'm going to tell you right now if you want to use an Italian car. All right. Now getting into my top 12 through 7. Number 12. I am going David Johnson. This guy's going to have a pretty big role over there in Houston. Going to be a good move for his career, I think, even though I think Bill O'Brien is still out of his mind for making the trade. David Johnson's career is probably going to get a little shot in the arm, at least for this season. He's going to get a lot of work, and I like him in my top 12 for PPR. Number 11, Kenyan Drake. I'll give the guys props. The guy went to Arizona last year. He caught a lot of passes. Kyler Murray likes to dink and dunk it. He's not a really deep threat as a quarterback. He's not really, which is not a knock on the guy, but he likes to take whatever the defense gives him. And a lot of times Kenyan Drake's the beneficiary of that. I think he's going to catch a lot of passes. He'll get some work on the ground through the tackles as well. So Kenyan Drake should have a pretty good season as long as he can stay healthy and keep his head on straight. The guy's not very coachable, according to multiple insiders in the National Football League. Number 10, we are going to go Aaron Jones. Okay. This guy's going to have a good season, even though he's going to be sharing a lot of the load that he would probably be used to getting himself last year and previous years with the new rookie that they drafted in, I think, the second round, the guy from Boston College. But Aaron Jones, he's going to get a lot of work this year. Matt LaFleur, he seems like he's really devoted to running the football. So that's going to be good for Aaron Jones. He's going to score a lot of touchdowns again, and he'll get the majority of the carries. Number 9, let's go Josh Jacobs from the Las Vegas Raiders. This guy had a great rookie season. He's going to have even more enhanced numbers this year in year number 2 under John Gruden. They're moving to Las Vegas. This guy is probably the best player on their offense, regardless of position. And Gruden's going to feature this guy. I kind of went over that in the last podcast. So look out for Josh Jacobs to have a huge season, building on what he did last year in his rookie year. All right, number 8, Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon, with a rookie quarterback, I think they're going to rely heavily on Joe Mixon to carry the offense. I mean, the guy's going to get a lot of work. If he can stay healthy, his offensive line can stay healthy, I think he's going to put up really solid numbers, and you can rely on this guy, whether it's PPR or non-PPR format. He's going to have a big year. And number 7, in PPR format, let's go Derrick Henry. The guy's not going to catch you a lot of passes. He's probably the first or second best overall running back in the National Football League, but if you're going strictly by PPR, he's going to fall down to number 7 here. I mean, he's going to get you a ton of carries. He's going to get you a ton of yards, probably going to score you a heck of a lot of touchdowns, but he's just not going to give you what you're looking for in the passing game for Tennessee. So he's my number 7 guy, and you'll see me 1 through 6 here coming up shortly.
So that is definitely a good 12 through 7, boys. So let's go ahead and raise our glasses.
As always, Eric, thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure hanging out with you guys. I'm going to take some of you guys' money this year.
He says that every year. Love you guys. Na-na-na-na, baby.
Yeah.
Make him say,
Cheers. We out.